Welcome to our ultimate guide to mastering C2 level, advanced, English phrases for IELTS. In this video, we present 130 highly advanced C2 level phrases that are essential for boosting your advanced vocabulary skills, which are crucial for your overall IELTS preparation. Whether you're aiming to ace the speaking, writing, reading, or listening sections, these phrases will help you express complex ideas clearly and confidently. Let's get started. Contrary to popular belief. Opposite to what most people think or assume. Why do many people think that all fats are harmful? Contrary to popular belief, not all fats are harmful. Some fats are actually essential for a balanced diet. How do video games impact cognitive skills? Contrary to popular belief, video games can enhance cognitive abilities and problem-solving skills. What is a common misconception about success? Contrary to popular belief, success is often the result of persistence and learning from failures. Matter of perspective. Dependent on one's viewpoint or interpretation. How do you view success in life? Success is a matter of perspective. For some, it means financial wealth, while for others, it's personal happiness and fulfillment. How do you feel about failure? Failure is often a matter of perspective. It can be seen as a stepping stone toward future success rather than a setback. What is your opinion on cultural differences? Cultural differences are a matter of perspective, as they enrich our experiences and broaden our understanding of the world. By no means. Absolutely not, under no circumstances. Is it easy to learn a new language as an adult? By no means is it easy to learn a new language as an adult, but with dedication and practice, it can be achieved. Do you think technology will replace teachers? By no means can technology replace the role of teachers in providing personalized guidance and emotional support. Can money buy happiness? By no means does money guarantee happiness. True contentment often comes from relationships and personal achievements. Broadly speaking. Generally or mostly, in general terms. How would you describe the impact of social media? Broadly speaking, social media has a significant impact on communication by connecting people globally. What are the benefits of a balanced diet? Broadly speaking, a balanced diet promotes overall health and reduces the risk of chronic diseases. How has globalization affected economies? Broadly speaking, globalization has led to increased economic growth but also raised concerns about inequality. Call into question. To challenge or doubt the truth of something. Do you trust the results of online polls? I often call into question the accuracy of online polls due to potential biases and sample limitations. How reliable are news sources today? The reliability of news sources can be called into question given the prevalence of misinformation. Should we trust advertising claims? Many advertising claims should be called into question as they may exaggerate the benefits of products. Cast light on. Clarify or explain something. How do documentaries help us understand complex issues? Documentaries cast light on complex issues by providing detailed insights and perspectives from experts. What role does research play in education? Research casts light on new developments and theories, enhancing our understanding of various subjects. How can history lessons benefit students? Studying history casts light on past events, helping students learn from mistakes and successes. Beyond comprehension. Impossible to fully understand or grasp. Why do some scientific phenomena remain unexplained? Some scientific phenomena are beyond comprehension due to the limits of our current knowledge and technology. How do you feel about extreme acts of kindness? The level of selflessness shown by some individuals is beyond comprehension and deeply inspiring. What makes certain historical events so impactful? The scale and impact of certain historical events are beyond comprehension, affecting millions of lives. Open to interpretation. Capable of being understood in different ways. How do people perceive modern art? Modern art is often open to interpretation, with each viewer finding their own meaning in the work. What can literature teach us about society? Literature is open to interpretation, allowing readers to draw various conclusions about societal norms. How should we view historical documents? Historical documents are open to interpretation, providing different perspectives based on context and analysis. A stepping stone toward an action or event that helps achieve a goal. How important is education for career success? Education is a stepping stone toward achieving one's career aspirations by providing essential skills and knowledge. What role do internships play in professional growth? Internships serve as a stepping stone toward securing permanent positions and gaining practical experience. How can small achievements contribute to larger goals? Each small achievement is a stepping stone toward reaching more significant milestones and long-term success. Make a compelling case. Present strong arguments or reasons. How can environmental activists influence policy changes? Environmental activists can make a compelling case for policy changes by presenting evidence of environmental degradation and its impact. Why should governments invest in renewable energy? Advocates can make a compelling case for renewable energy by highlighting its long-term economic and environmental benefits. How can teachers advocate for better educational resources? Teachers can make a compelling case for improved resources by demonstrating how they enhance student learning outcomes. Delve into the details. Examine or investigate thoroughly. How should researchers approach complex topics? Researchers should delve into the details to understand the intricacies and nuances of complex topics fully. Why is it important to review historical events critically? Delving into the details of historical events allows us to learn from the past and avoid repeating mistakes. What is the value of detailed feedback in education? Detailed feedback helps students improve by delving into the details of their performance and identifying specific areas for growth. Draw parallels between. Highlight similarities between two things. How can literature reflect social issues? Authors often draw parallels between fictional stories and real-world social issues to highlight their significance. How do historical events shape current policies? By drawing parallels between past events and current policies, we can understand the influence of history on today's decisions. What can we learn from comparing different cultures? Drawing parallels between different cultures allows us to appreciate diversity and find common values and practices. Make no mistake. To be certain, without any doubt. How significant is climate change to our future? Make no mistake, climate change is one of the most pressing issues we face, affecting all aspects of life. Will technology continue to evolve rapidly? Make no mistake, technology will continue to advance at a rapid pace, transforming how we live and work. Is education crucial for societal progress? Make no mistake, education is fundamental to societal development and progress, paving the way for innovation and growth. On a case-by-case basis. Evaluated individually based on specific circumstances. How should companies handle remote work policies? Companies should approach remote work policies on a case-by-case basis, considering the unique needs of each employee. How can teachers address diverse learning needs? Teachers should adapt their methods on a case-by-case basis to meet the varied needs and abilities of their students. How should governments implement environmental regulations? Environmental regulations should be applied on a case-by-case basis, taking into account the specific conditions of each region. Test the waters. Try something to see if it will be successful or acceptable. How do companies approach new markets? Companies often test the waters by launching pilot projects to gauge market response before full-scale expansion. How can individuals explore new hobbies? Individuals can test the waters by taking introductory courses to see if a new hobby suits their interests. How do politicians gauge public opinion on policies? Politicians may test the waters by conducting surveys and focus groups to understand public sentiment. The best course of action. The most advisable or effective step to take. What should people do in an emergency situation? In an emergency situation, the best course of action is to remain calm and contact emergency services immediately. How should companies address a PR crisis? The best course of action during a PR crisis is to issue a transparent statement and address the concerns raised. How can students improve their academic performance? The best course of action for students is to create a study schedule and seek help from teachers when needed. Have a clear-cut plan. Have a straightforward and well-defined strategy. Why is planning important for business success? Having a clear-cut plan ensures that businesses can set goals and allocate resources effectively. How can travelers ensure a smooth trip? Travelers should have a clear-cut plan, including itineraries and reservations, to avoid any last-minute issues. How can students manage their time effectively? Students can manage their time better by having a clear-cut plan for their study and extracurricular activities. Consider all possible outcomes. Evaluate potential consequences before deciding. How should investors approach the stock market? Investors should consider all possible outcomes to minimize risks and make informed decisions. What is important when making policy decisions? Policymakers need to consider all possible outcomes to ensure the best possible impact on society. How can one prepare for an important exam? To prepare effectively, students should consider all possible outcomes, including the types of questions and scenarios they may face. Make an informed decision. Choose wisely based on adequate information. How can consumers avoid making poor purchase choices? Consumers should research and compare products to make an informed decision before buying. Why is it important to understand both sides of an argument? Understanding both sides allows individuals to make an informed decision based on a balanced perspective. How should job seekers choose the right job offer? Job seekers should evaluate company culture, benefits, and opportunities for growth to make an informed decision. Navigate the complexities. Deal with complicated situations effectively. How do leaders handle complex international relations? Effective leaders navigate the complexities by engaging in diplomacy and understanding cultural nuances. How should students tackle difficult subjects? Students should seek help from teachers and use additional resources to navigate the complexities of challenging subjects. How can businesses adapt to regulatory changes? Businesses need to stay updated on laws and work with legal experts to navigate the complexities of regulatory changes. For the greater good. For the benefit of the majority. Why is volunteering important? Volunteering is important because it helps improve communities for the greater good. How do environmental policies help? Environmental policies are essential for the greater good as they ensure a sustainable future for everyone. What motivates people to work in public service? Many are driven to work in public service for the greater good, aiming to make a positive impact on society. Far-reaching consequences. Significant and widespread effects. How does technology impact society? Technological advancements have far-reaching consequences, changing how we communicate, work, and live. What are the effects of climate change? Climate change has far-reaching consequences, affecting ecosystems, economies, and human health worldwide. How do policy changes affect industries? Policy changes can have far-reaching consequences, altering industry practices and economic stability. In the grand scheme of things. Considering the overall perspective or big picture. How important are individual actions for the environment? In the grand scheme of things, individual actions collectively contribute to significant environmental improvements. How do minor setbacks affect long-term goals? In the grand scheme of things, minor setbacks are often learning opportunities that lead to greater success. What role does education play in personal growth? In the grand scheme of things, education is fundamental for personal growth and societal advancement. In the long run. Over a long period of time. How does saving money benefit you? Saving money benefits you in the long run by providing financial security and stability. Why is education important for career success? Education is crucial in the long run as it opens up better career opportunities and pathways for advancement. How does healthy living affect your life? Maintaining a healthy lifestyle leads to better well-being and longevity in the long run. Make a profound impact. Have a deep and significant effect. How can teachers influence students? Teachers can make a profound impact by inspiring and nurturing their students' potential and growth. What is the impact of scientific research? Scientific research can make a profound impact by leading to groundbreaking discoveries and innovations. How can art influence society? Art can make a profound impact by challenging perceptions and inspiring social change. Mitigate adverse effects. Lessen or reduce negative impacts. How can we mitigate the adverse effects of pollution? Implementing green technologies and promoting sustainable practices can mitigate the adverse effects of pollution. What strategies help mitigate stress? Practicing mindfulness and maintaining a healthy work-life balance can mitigate the adverse effects of stress. How can policy changes mitigate economic downturns? Policies that support small businesses and promote job creation can mitigate the adverse effects of economic downturns. Leave out of consideration. Exclude or disregard something when deciding. What factors should we leave out of consideration when choosing a job? Personal biases and peer pressure should be left out of consideration when choosing a job to ensure the best fit. How should policymakers approach decision-making? Policymakers should leave out of consideration short-term political gains and focus on long-term benefits. What should be left out of consideration when judging someone's success? Financial status should be left out of consideration when evaluating someone's success, as it can be misleading. Cutting-edge technology. The most advanced and innovative technology available. How does cutting-edge technology influence modern medicine? Cutting-edge technology has revolutionized modern medicine by enabling more accurate diagnoses and treatments. What is an example of cutting-edge technology in daily life? Smartphones are an example of cutting-edge technology, integrating various functions to make our lives easier. How do businesses benefit from cutting-edge technology? Businesses can gain a competitive edge by adopting cutting-edge technology to improve efficiency and productivity. At the forefront of innovation. Leading or pioneering in creative advancements. Which countries are at the forefront of innovation? Countries like Japan and Germany are at the forefront of innovation, particularly in technology and engineering. How do universities stay at the forefront of innovation? Universities stay at the forefront of innovation by investing in research and fostering creative thinking. What industries are currently at the forefront of innovation? The tech and renewable energy sectors are currently at the forefront of innovation. Elevate to a new level. Raise something to a higher standard or status. How can education elevate a person's life? Education can elevate a person's life to a new level by providing opportunities for personal and professional growth. How do athletes elevate their performance to a new level? Athletes elevate their performance to a new level through rigorous training and dedication. What strategies can elevate a company's customer service? Implementing customer feedback systems can elevate a company's customer service to a new level. Exemplify the best practices. Represent the most effective methods. How can companies exemplify the best practices in sustainability? Companies can exemplify the best practices in sustainability by reducing waste and promoting eco-friendly products. Why should educators exemplify the best practices in teaching? Educators should exemplify the best practices in teaching to enhance student learning and engagement. How do healthcare providers exemplify the best practices? Healthcare providers exemplify the best practices by following evidence-based treatments and maintaining high standards of care. Expand one's horizons. Broaden one's knowledge or experience. How can traveling expand one's horizons? Traveling can expand one's horizons by exposing individuals to new cultures and perspectives. What role does education play in expanding one's horizons? Education expands one's horizons by introducing new subjects and ideas that broaden understanding. How can reading books expand your horizons? Reading a diverse range of books can expand your horizons by providing insights into different worlds and experiences. Explore untapped potential. Investigate unused or unrecognized opportunities. How can businesses explore untapped potential in the market? Businesses can explore untapped potential by identifying and catering to niche markets. How can students explore their untapped potential? Students can explore their untapped potential by trying new activities and seeking out mentorship opportunities. What does it mean to explore untapped potential in technology? Exploring untapped potential in technology involves researching and developing new innovations that haven't been fully utilized. Goes hand in hand with. Naturally accompanies or is closely associated with. How do exercise and a balanced diet relate to each other? Exercise goes hand in hand with a balanced diet in maintaining overall health and well-being. How important is teamwork in the workplace? Teamwork goes hand in hand with effective communication to achieve company goals. How are education and economic growth connected? Education goes hand in hand with economic growth as it provides the skills needed for a productive workforce. Foster a sense of community. Encourage feelings of belonging and togetherness. How can schools foster a sense of community? Schools can foster a sense of community by organizing group activities and events. Why is it important to foster a sense of community in neighborhoods? Fostering a sense of community in neighborhoods helps build trust and mutual support among residents. How do companies foster a sense of community among employees? Companies foster a sense of community by encouraging teamwork and organizing social events. Invoke a sense of nostalgia. Bring about feelings of sentimental longing. How do old photographs affect people? Old photographs often invoke a sense of nostalgia, reminding people of cherished memories. How does listening to music from the past make you feel? Listening to music from the past can invoke a sense of nostalgia and take you back to your younger days. What effect do traditional festivals have on people? Traditional festivals invoke a sense of nostalgia by reconnecting individuals with their cultural heritage. Look beyond the surface. Examine deeper aspects or underlying truths. Why is it important to look beyond the surface in relationships? It is important to look beyond the surface in relationships to understand the true character of a person. How should we approach complex problems? We should look beyond the surface to identify root causes and find effective solutions. What does it mean to look beyond the surface in art? Looking beyond the surface in art allows us to appreciate the underlying messages and emotions conveyed. Find common ground. Identify shared interests or agreements. How can people with different opinions find common ground? People with different opinions can find common ground by focusing on shared values and goals. Why is finding common ground important in negotiations? Finding common ground in negotiations helps build trust and reach mutually beneficial agreements. How do communities with diverse cultures find common ground? Communities with diverse cultures find common ground by celebrating shared traditions and values. Take the initiative. Act first or take charge of a situation. How can employees stand out at work? Employees can stand out by taking the initiative and proposing new ideas or projects. Why is it important to take the initiative in group work? Taking the initiative helps drive the group forward and ensures that tasks are completed efficiently. How can students improve their learning experience? Students can improve their learning experience by taking the initiative to seek additional resources and help. Commit to a course of action. Dedicate oneself to pursuing a specific plan or strategy. How should leaders handle crises? Leaders should commit to a course of action after carefully evaluating all options and potential outcomes. What is the key to achieving long-term goals? Committing to a course of action and staying focused on the end goal is essential for achieving long-term success. How can organizations implement effective changes? Organizations need to commit to a course of action and ensure consistent effort and support for successful implementation. Take a leap of faith. Act on belief rather than proof, often requiring courage. Why do people start their own businesses? Many people take a leap of faith and start their own businesses to pursue their passions and ideas. How do people handle major life changes? Taking a leap of faith can be necessary when making major life changes, trusting that things will work out in the end. What motivates someone to study abroad? Studying abroad often requires taking a leap of faith, embracing new challenges and opportunities. Put in the effort. Exert significant dedication towards something. How can students excel academically? Students can excel academically by putting in the effort to study consistently and seek help when needed. What is essential for success in sports? Success in sports requires not only talent but also putting in the effort to train and improve continuously. How can professionals advance in their careers? Professionals must put in the effort to develop their skills and take on challenging projects to advance in their careers. Play by ear. Handle a situation without prior planning. How can one approach spontaneous travel plans? For spontaneous travel plans, it's best to play by ear and adapt as situations arise. What is an effective way to deal with unexpected challenges? Sometimes, the best approach is to play by ear and respond flexibly to the situation. How should performers handle live audiences? Performers often have to play by ear to engage the audience and adjust their act based on the crowd's reactions. Fuel the debate. Contribute to or intensify a discussion. What role does media play in public opinion? Media can fuel the debate on various topics by presenting diverse viewpoints and sparking discussions. How can new research influence public policy? New research findings can fuel the debate and lead to changes in public policy based on new evidence. Why is it important to discuss controversial issues? Discussing controversial issues can fuel the debate, helping society to address and resolve them effectively. Gain the upper hand. Have an advantage in a situation. How can negotiators gain the upper hand? Negotiators can gain the upper hand by thoroughly preparing and understanding their counterparts' interests. What strategies help competitors gain the upper hand in sports? Competitors gain the upper hand by analyzing their opponents and honing their skills. How do companies gain the upper hand in the market? Companies gain the upper hand by innovating and adapting to market trends. Set a precedent. Establish a standard or example for future actions. How can court decisions set a precedent? Court decisions can set a precedent by establishing legal principles that must be followed in future cases. Why is it important for leaders to set a precedent? Leaders set a precedent by demonstrating behaviors and values that others can emulate. How do actions of individuals set a precedent in society? Individuals set a precedent through their actions, influencing social norms and expectations. Abide by the principles. Follow the rules or beliefs of something. Why should companies abide by ethical principles? Companies should abide by ethical principles to build trust with customers and maintain a positive reputation. How do schools teach students to abide by the principles of integrity? Schools teach students to abide by the principles of integrity by emphasizing honesty and accountability. Why is it important for societies to abide by the principles of justice? Societies that abide by the principles of justice ensure fairness and equality for all citizens. Adhere to the guidelines. Stick to the established rules or instructions. Why is it important to adhere to the guidelines in healthcare? Adhering to the guidelines in healthcare ensures patient safety and effective treatment outcomes. How do companies benefit from adhering to the guidelines? Companies benefit from adhering to the guidelines by maintaining compliance and avoiding legal issues. Why should students adhere to the guidelines for academic writing? Adhering to the guidelines for academic writing helps students produce clear and well-structured work. Behind closed doors. In private, away from public view. How are important political decisions made? Many important political decisions are made behind closed doors to allow for candid discussions and negotiations. Why are some meetings held behind closed doors? Meetings are sometimes held behind closed doors to protect sensitive information and privacy. How do organizations handle confidential matters? Organizations handle confidential matters behind closed doors to ensure security and discretion. In no uncertain terms. Clearly and definitively, without ambiguity. How should leaders communicate during a crisis? Leaders should communicate in no uncertain terms to provide clear guidance and reassurance during a crisis. Why is it important to express expectations in no uncertain terms? Expressing expectations in no uncertain terms ensures that everyone understands their responsibilities clearly. How do teachers maintain discipline in the classroom? Teachers maintain discipline by setting rules in no uncertain terms and consistently enforcing them. Only time will tell. The outcome will only become clear in the future. Will renewable energy fully replace fossil fuels? Only time will tell if renewable energy sources can entirely replace fossil fuels in the coming decades. How will technological advancements affect employment? Only time will tell how technological advancements will reshape the job market and employment opportunities. Can education reforms improve the quality of education? Only time will tell if recent education reforms will lead to significant improvements in the quality of education. On the horizon. Likely to happen or appear soon. What are the upcoming trends in technology? Artificial intelligence and automation are some of the exciting trends on the horizon in the technology sector. What changes are on the horizon for healthcare? Telemedicine and personalized medicine are major advancements on the horizon for the healthcare industry. What environmental policies are on the horizon? Stricter regulations on emissions and increased investment in renewable energy are on the horizon. A glimpse into the future. A brief look at what might happen in the future. How can virtual reality give us a glimpse into the future? Virtual reality can give us a glimpse into the future by simulating experiences that could become commonplace. What innovations provide a glimpse into the future of transportation? Self-driving cars and Hyperloop technology offer a glimpse into the future of transportation. How do futuristic movies and books provide a glimpse into the future? They provide a glimpse into the future by exploring imaginative concepts and advanced technologies. In the light of recent events. Considering current or recent developments. How should policies change in the light of recent events? In the light of recent events, policies should be revised to address emerging challenges and opportunities. How have travel regulations changed in the light of recent events? In the light of recent events, many countries have tightened travel regulations to ensure public safety. How do companies adapt their strategies in the light of recent events? Companies adapt their strategies to stay competitive and responsive to market changes in the light of recent events. Over the course of time. Throughout an extended period. How have communication methods evolved over the course of time? Communication methods have evolved from letters and telegraphs to instant messaging and video calls over the course of time. How does culture change over the course of time? Culture changes over the course of time due to globalization, technological advancements, and societal shifts. How do relationships develop over the course of time? Relationships deepen and grow stronger over the course of time through shared experiences and understanding. A turning point. A significant change or pivotal moment. What was a turning point in your personal life? A turning point in my life was when I decided to pursue higher education, which opened up new opportunities. What historical event do you consider a turning point? The Industrial Revolution was a turning point that drastically changed economies and societies worldwide. Can you identify a turning point in recent history? The COVID-19 pandemic was a turning point, significantly impacting healthcare, economies, and daily life globally. Speak volumes about. To provide a lot of information about a subject or indicate clearly. How does a person's behavior speak volumes about their character? A person's consistent actions and treatment of others speak volumes about their true character. What does a country's investment in education speak volumes about its priorities? A country's substantial investment in education speaks volumes about its commitment to future generations. How do companies' actions during a crisis speak volumes about its values? How a company handles a crisis speaks volumes about its ethical standards and concern for stakeholders. Convey a sense of urgency. Communicate the immediate importance of something. How can marketing campaigns convey a sense of urgency? Marketing campaigns can convey a sense of urgency by emphasizing limited time offers and immediate benefits. Why should public health messages convey a sense of urgency? Public health messages need to convey a sense of urgency to prompt timely action and prevent widespread issues. How can leaders convey a sense of urgency during a crisis? Leaders can convey a sense of urgency by clearly outlining the risks and necessary immediate actions. Cut through the noise. Distinguish important information from distractions. How can news outlets cut through the noise to provide clear information? News outlets can cut through the noise by focusing on verified facts and providing unbiased reporting. What strategies help advertisements cut through the noise in a crowded market? Creative and relatable advertisements cut through the noise by capturing audience attention. How can students cut through the noise when researching a topic? Students can cut through the noise by using credible sources and critical thinking to filter out irrelevant information. Drive home the point. Emphasize or clearly explain something. How do teachers drive home the point of important lessons? Teachers drive home the point by using examples and engaging activities to reinforce key concepts. Why is it important for activists to drive home the point in their campaigns? Activists need to drive home the point to raise awareness and compel action on critical issues. How can presentations drive home the point effectively? Presentations drive home the point by using clear visuals and compelling narratives to highlight essential information. Achieve a breakthrough. Make a significant advance or discovery. How can researchers achieve a breakthrough in medicine? Researchers can achieve a breakthrough in medicine by developing new treatments or discovering novel therapies. What does it take to achieve a breakthrough in technology? Achieving a breakthrough in technology requires innovative thinking and persistent experimentation. How can entrepreneurs achieve a breakthrough in their business? Entrepreneurs can achieve a breakthrough by identifying unmet needs and creating unique solutions. Pave the way. Create the conditions or circumstances for something to happen. How can early education pave the way for future success? Early education can pave the way for future success by providing foundational skills and knowledge. How do technological advancements pave the way for new industries? Technological advancements pave the way for new industries by opening up opportunities for innovation and growth. What role do pioneers play in paving the way for others? Pioneers pave the way for others by setting examples and breaking new ground in their fields. Stand the test of time. Remain valuable and relevant over a long period. What qualities help a piece of art stand the test of time? Timeless themes and exceptional craftsmanship help a piece of art stand the test of time. How can buildings be designed to stand the test of time? Buildings that are well constructed with durable materials and thoughtful design can stand the test of time. What innovations have stood the test of time? Innovations like the wheel and the printing press have stood the test of time due to their fundamental importance. Live up to expectations. Meet the standards or hopes set by others. How can students ensure they live up to expectations in school? Students can live up to expectations by staying focused, working hard, and seeking help when needed. What challenges do athletes face in living up to expectations? Athletes face immense pressure to live up to expectations, requiring dedication and mental resilience. How do companies live up to customer expectations? Companies live up to customer expectations by consistently delivering high-quality products and services. In a perpetual state of. Continuously existing in a particular condition. Why is continuous learning important in the tech industry? The tech industry is in a perpetual state of change, requiring professionals to constantly update their skills. How does poor infrastructure affect cities? Cities with poor infrastructure are often in a perpetual state of disrepair, hindering development. Why is it challenging to address poverty? Poverty leaves communities in a perpetual state of struggle, making it difficult to achieve sustainable growth. On the brink of, close to experiencing or achieving something. How does climate change affect the environment? The planet is on the brink of experiencing irreversible environmental damage due to climate change. What are the signs of a financial crisis? Economic indicators suggest that the country is on the brink of a financial crisis. How do medical advancements affect public health? Medical advancements have put us on the brink of eradicating several life-threatening diseases. In unison with, acting together or in harmony with. How do team members achieve their goals? Team members achieve their goals by working in unison with one another, ensuring collaboration and mutual support. What role does community play in social initiatives? Social initiatives succeed and the community acts in unison with the organizers to achieve common objectives. How do orchestras create harmony in their performances? Orchestras perform beautifully when musicians play in unison with each other, creating a cohesive sound. In stark contrast. Very different from something else. How do urban and rural lifestyles compare? Urban lifestyles, with their fast pace and technological conveniences, are in stark contrast to the simplicity and tranquility of rural living. How do the economic policies of two countries differ? The economic policies of these two countries are in stark contrast, with one focusing on free markets and the other on state control. How can individual opinions vary on a topic? People's views on controversial issues can be in stark contrast, reflecting diverse perspectives and values. Make an educated guess. Estimate based on knowledge and assumptions. How can scientists predict weather patterns? Scientists make an educated guess about weather patterns by analyzing data and using forecasting models. What strategy can help you answer tricky exam questions? When unsure, students can make an educated guess by eliminating the obviously wrong answers. How do investors decide where to put their money? Investors make an educated guess by researching market trends and company performance. Fend off criticism. Defend against or counter negative comments. How do public figures fend off criticism? Public figures often fend off criticism by providing clear and honest explanations of their actions. How can companies protect their reputation? Companies fend off criticism by addressing customer complaints promptly and transparently. What strategies can help individuals handle criticism at work? Individuals can fend off criticism at work by demonstrating competence and responding constructively. Heighten awareness of. Increase knowledge or understanding of something. How can schools heighten awareness of environmental issues? Schools can heighten awareness of environmental issues by incorporating them into the curriculum and organizing activities. Why is it important to heighten awareness of mental health? Heightening awareness of mental health helps reduce stigma and encourages people to seek help. How do social media campaigns heighten awareness of social issues? Social media campaigns heighten awareness by reaching a wide audience and promoting important messages. Grant permission. Allow or authorize someone to do something. How do parents grant permission to their children? Parents often grant permission to their children after considering their maturity and the situation. What is the process for granting permission for research? Researchers must obtain ethical approval to grant permission for studies involving human participants. How can companies grant permission for employees to work remotely? Companies can grant permission for remote work by setting clear guidelines and policies. Lend support to the argument. Provide evidence or assistance to a claim. How do statistics lend support to the argument for education funding? Statistics on improved student performance lend support to the argument for increased education funding. How can historical examples lend support to the argument for policy changes? Historical examples of successful reforms lend support to the argument for new policy changes. How do testimonials lend support to the argument for a product's effectiveness? Customer testimonials lend support to the argument by sharing positive experiences and results. Lend weight to the argument. Provide credibility or strengthen a claim. How do expert opinions lend weight to the argument for medical treatments? Expert opinions and clinical trials lend weight to the argument for new medical treatments. Why do scientific studies lend weight to the argument for climate action? Scientific studies showing the effects of global warming lend weight to the argument for immediate climate action. How can economic data lend weight to the argument for financial policies? Economic data on growth and stability lend weight to the argument for implementing specific financial policies. Against all odds. Despite facing significant difficulties. How did you achieve success against all odds? I achieved success against all odds by staying determined and working tirelessly towards my goals. What inspired you to continue against all odds? My passion and the support of my loved ones inspired me to persevere against all odds. How do people overcome challenges against all odds? People overcome challenges against all odds by believing in themselves and never giving up. Leave no stone unturned. Search thoroughly and exhaustively. How should researchers approach their work? Researchers should leave no stone unturned in their quest for knowledge, ensuring they consider every possibility. How do you prepare for important exams? I leave no stone unturned when preparing for exams, studying all relevant materials and practicing extensively. How do investigators solve complex cases? Investigators leave no stone unturned, examining every clue and following all leads to solve complex cases. Face the facts. Acknowledge the reality of a situation. Why is it important to face the facts in difficult situations? Facing the facts in difficult situations helps us make informed decisions and take appropriate actions. How do you approach setbacks in life? I try to face the facts and learn from my setbacks, using them as opportunities for growth. Why should leaders face the facts when making decisions? Leaders need to face the facts to ensure their decisions are based on accurate and honest information. Get to the bottom of. Discover the root cause of something. How do scientists get to the bottom of environmental issues? Scientists get to the bottom of environmental issues by conducting thorough research and analysis. What steps can be taken to get to the bottom of a problem? To get to the bottom of a problem, one must gather evidence, analyze the situation, and identify the root cause. Why is it important to get to the bottom of misunderstandings? Getting to the bottom of misunderstandings helps resolve conflicts and restore trust. Caught in a vicious cycle. Trapped in a repetitive and negative situation. How can poverty create a vicious cycle? Poverty often creates a vicious cycle, where lack of resources and opportunities perpetuate the same conditions. Why do some people feel caught in a vicious cycle of stress? People may feel caught in a vicious cycle of stress due to constant pressures and lack of effective coping mechanisms. How can education break the vicious cycle of ignorance? Education can break the vicious cycle of ignorance by providing knowledge and opportunities for advancement. Do more harm than good. Cause more negative effects than positive ones. How can certain policies do more harm than good? Some policies may do more harm than good if they are not well researched and implemented without considering all impacts. Why should we be careful with medication use? Misusing medication can do more harm than good, leading to adverse effects and dependency. How can excessive control do more harm than good in parenting? Excessive control can do more harm than good by stifling children's independence and growth. Embrace the complexity. Accept and address the intricacies of a situation. How should leaders handle complex issues? Leaders should embrace the complexity of issues, considering all factors and perspectives before making decisions. Why is it important to embrace the complexity in scientific research? Embracing the complexity in scientific research leads to more thorough and accurate findings. How can businesses succeed in a dynamic market? Businesses succeed in a dynamic market by embracing the complexity and adapting to changes proactively. Leave a lasting impression. Have a significant and memorable impact. How can teachers leave a lasting impression on their students? Teachers can leave a lasting impression by inspiring students and fostering a love for learning. What makes a speech leave a lasting impression? A powerful message and engaging delivery can make a speech leave a lasting impression on the audience. How do travel experiences leave a lasting impression on individuals? Unique and immersive travel experiences often leave a lasting impression, shaping one's worldview. An unspoken understanding. A mutual agreement or recognition without verbal communication. How do long-term friends develop an unspoken understanding? Long-term friends often develop an unspoken understanding through shared experiences and deep connections. How can team members work efficiently with an unspoken understanding? Team members with an unspoken understanding can anticipate each other's needs and collaborate seamlessly. What role does an unspoken understanding play in family dynamics? An unspoken understanding within families helps maintain harmony and support among members. A wealth of information. A large amount of useful or valuable knowledge. How do libraries provide a wealth of information? Libraries provide a wealth of information through diverse books, research materials, and digital resources. Why is the Internet considered a wealth of information? The Internet offers a wealth of information on virtually any topic, accessible at the click of a button. How can educational institutions offer a wealth of information to students? Educational institutions offer a wealth of information through extensive curricula and expert faculty. Above all else. More important than anything else. Why is safety important in the workplace above all else? Above all else, ensuring safety in the workplace prevents accidents and protects employees' well-being. What should be prioritized in education above all else? Above all else, fostering a love for learning should be prioritized to encourage lifelong education. How do families demonstrate love and support above all else? Families show love and support above all else by being there for each other through challenges and successes. As a matter of fact. In reality, actually. Do you think reading is beneficial for everyone? As a matter of fact, reading enhances cognitive function and improves empathy in people of all ages. Is technology harmful to children's development? As a matter of fact, when used responsibly, technology can support educational development in children. Do exercise and diet play a significant role in health? As a matter of fact, regular exercise and a balanced diet are crucial for maintaining good health. By and large. Generally, for the most part. How has globalization affected cultural exchange? By and large, globalization has led to increased cultural exchange and understanding between nations. Are people satisfied with public transportation in your city? By and large, people are satisfied with public transportation due to its convenience and efficiency. Do social media platforms benefit society? By and large, social media platforms facilitate communication and information sharing, despite some drawbacks. Be that as it may. Accepting that something is true, but still considering other factors. How do you feel about the risks associated with traveling? Traveling can be risky, be that as it may, the experience of exploring new places is invaluable. Should we rely solely on technology for education? Technology has its benefits, be that as it may, traditional teaching methods still play a crucial role. Is investing in stocks a safe option? The stock market can be unpredictable, be that as it may, it offers high returns for informed investors. Bound by tradition. Strongly adhering to customs and conventions. How do traditional festivals reflect cultural values? Traditional festivals are bound by tradition, showcasing the cultural heritage and values of a community. Why do some people prefer traditional medicine? Many people are bound by tradition and trust the methods that have been passed down through generations. How do traditional family roles influence behavior? People in some cultures are bound by tradition to follow established family roles and responsibilities. Bring to fruition. Successfully complete or realize a plan or project. What is necessary to bring a project to fruition? Bringing a project to fruition requires careful planning, dedication, and collaboration. How do startups bring innovative ideas to fruition? Startups bring ideas to fruition by securing funding, building a strong team, and executing their plans effectively. What helps students bring their academic goals to fruition? Setting clear objectives and staying focused help students bring their academic goals to fruition. Breathe new life into. Revitalize or reinvigorate something. How can urban renewal projects breathe new life into cities? Urban renewal projects can breathe new life into cities by updating infrastructure and creating vibrant public spaces. How do modern adaptations breathe new life into classic literature? Modern adaptations breathe new life into classics by making them relatable to contemporary audiences. How can new leadership breathe new life into organizations? New leadership can breathe new life into organizations by introducing innovative strategies and fostering a positive work culture. Countless instances. Numerous examples or occurrences. What are some benefits of learning a new language? There are countless instances where knowing a second language has opened up career opportunities and cultural experiences. How has technology improved healthcare? There are countless instances of technology improving healthcare, such as advancements in medical imaging and telemedicine. How do community support programs make a difference? Countless instances show that community support programs help individuals overcome challenges and thrive. Drive a wedge between. To cause division or disagreement. How can misunderstandings drive a wedge between friends? Misunderstandings can drive a wedge between friends by creating mistrust and miscommunication. What impact can rumors have on workplace relationships? Rumors can drive a wedge between colleagues by spreading false information and creating conflict. How do political differences drive a wedge between communities? Political differences can drive a wedge between communities by polarizing opinions and causing social tension. Few and far between. Rare or infrequent. How common are true friends? True friends are few and far between, making them especially valuable and cherished. How often do you find time for hobbies? Finding time for hobbies is few and far between due to a busy schedule. Are good job opportunities abundant in your field? Good job opportunities in my field are few and far between, making it highly competitive. For the record. Officially, or to be clear. For the record, do you support the new policy? For the record, I support the new policy because it addresses critical issues and benefits the community. What is your stance on climate change, for the record? For the record, I believe that immediate action is necessary to combat climate change and protect the environment. For the record, how do you feel about online education? For the record, I think online education offers flexible learning opportunities but should complement traditional methods. Gain insight into. To acquire an understanding of. How do you gain insight into a new culture? Traveling and interacting with locals help you gain insight into a new culture. How can reading historical texts help gain insight into past events? Reading historical texts allows you to gain insight into the context and perspectives of the time. How do internships help students gain insight into their chosen careers? Internships provide practical experience that help students gain insight into their future professions. Go above and beyond. Exceed expectations or requirements. How can employees go above and beyond at work? Employees can go above and beyond by taking on additional responsibilities and proactively solving problems. What does it mean for customer service to go above and beyond? Providing exceptional service and anticipating customer needs is what it means to go above and beyond in customer service. How do volunteers go above and beyond in their roles? Volunteers go above and beyond by dedicating extra time and effort to support their communities. Grasp the concept. To understand an idea or principle. How can students grasp the concept of complex theories? Students can grasp the concept of complex theories by breaking them down into simpler parts and using practical examples. Why is it important to grasp the concept of financial literacy? Grasping the concept of financial literacy is crucial for managing personal finances effectively. How do teachers ensure students grasp the concept of a subject? Teachers ensure students grasp the concept by using diverse teaching methods and assessing understanding regularly. Have mixed feelings about. To be unsure or have conflicting emotions. How do you feel about working from home? I have mixed feelings about working from home. It's convenient but can also be isolating. How do people typically feel about social media? Many people have mixed feelings about social media due to its benefits and potential negative impacts. What are your thoughts on moving to a new city? I have mixed feelings about moving. It's exciting but also daunting to start over. In and of itself. By itself, inherently. Is money important for happiness? Money, in and of itself, cannot buy happiness, but it can provide comfort and opportunities. Is technology harmful to children? Technology, in and of itself, is not harmful, but its misuse can lead to negative effects. Is fame desirable? Fame, in and of itself, is neither good nor bad, it's how one handles it that matters. In the blink of an eye. Very quickly, almost instantly. How fast can life change? Life can change in the blink of an eye, as unexpected events can alter everything rapidly. How quickly does technology evolve? Technology evolves in the blink of an eye, with new innovations emerging constantly. How fast can opportunities appear and disappear? Opportunities can come and go in the blink of an eye, so it's crucial to act promptly. In light of the circumstances. Considering the current situation. How should we adapt our plans in light of the circumstances? In light of the circumstances, we should adapt our plans to ensure safety and flexibility. What changes should be made to policies in light of the circumstances? Policies should be updated in light of the circumstances to address new challenges effectively. How should businesses respond to economic challenges? Businesses need to adjust their strategies in light of the circumstances to remain competitive. In retrospect. Looking back at past events with the understanding they provide. How do you view your past decisions in retrospect? In retrospect, I believe my past decisions helped shape who I am today, despite some mistakes. What has history shown us in retrospect? In retrospect, history has shown us the importance of learning from past mistakes to avoid repeating them. How do people often feel about their educational choices in retrospect? Many feel in retrospect that their educational choices greatly influenced their career paths. It comes as no surprise. It is not unexpected. How did the community react to the new policy? It comes as no surprise that the community welcomed the new policy, given its benefits. Are you surprised by the company's success? It comes as no surprise that the company is successful, given its innovative approach. What is your reaction to the election results? It comes as no surprise that the incumbent won, considering their popularity. It was bound to happen. Inevitable, something that was certain to occur. How do you feel about the recent economic downturn? The economic downturn was bound to happen given the unsustainable growth and warning signs. Why did the project fail? The project's failure was bound to happen due to poor planning and lack of resources. How did the team achieve their goals? Their success was bound to happen with their consistent effort and dedication. Keep at arm's length. To maintain a distance from something or someone. How do you handle toxic relationships? I keep toxic relationships at arm's length to protect my mental well-being. What is your approach to handling workplace conflicts? I prefer to keep conflicts at arm's length and address issues professionally. How do you manage your exposure to stress? I keep stressful situations at arm's length by practicing mindfulness and setting boundaries. Lay the groundwork. To prepare or set the foundation for something. How can educators lay the groundwork for student success? Educators can lay the groundwork for student success by providing a strong foundation in basic skills and knowledge. What is essential for starting a new business? Conducting thorough market research and creating a solid business plan lay the groundwork for a successful venture. How do early childhood experiences lay the groundwork for future development? Positive early experiences lay the groundwork for a child's cognitive and emotional development. Mark a turning point. Indicate a significant change or moment. What marked a turning point in your career? Getting my first leadership role marked a turning point in my career, opening up new opportunities. What was a turning point in modern history? The fall of the Berlin Wall marked a turning point in modern history, symbolizing the end of the Cold War. How can personal experiences mark a turning point in one's life? Significant personal experiences, like traveling or overcoming challenges, can mark a turning point in one's life. Not an isolated incident. Part of a larger pattern or series of events. How do we know this behavior is not an isolated incident? This behavior is not an isolated incident, as there have been multiple similar reports. Why is it important to address not isolated incidents in organizations? Addressing not isolated incidents helps identify systemic issues and prevent recurrence. How should schools handle repeated bullying cases? Schools must treat repeated bullying cases as not isolated incidents to create a safer environment. Nothing short of remarkable. Extremely impressive or extraordinary. How do you describe the achievements of the team? The achievements of the team are nothing short of remarkable, given the challenges they overcame. What do you think of the new technological innovation? The new technological innovation is nothing short of remarkable, revolutionizing the industry. How would you rate the performance of the orchestra? The orchestra's performance was nothing short of remarkable, captivating the entire audience. Paint a bleak picture. Describe a situation in a pessimistic or negative way. How do some reports paint a bleak picture of the economy? Some reports paint a bleak picture of the economy by highlighting unemployment and declining growth rates. Why do environmentalists paint a bleak picture of climate change? Environmentalists paint a bleak picture to emphasize the urgency of addressing climate change. How do news outlets sometimes paint a bleak picture of society? News outlets may paint a bleak picture by focusing on crime and political unrest. Part and parcel of. An essential or integral part of something. How is failure part and parcel of success? Failure is part and parcel of success as it provides valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. Why are challenges part and parcel of life? Challenges are part and parcel of life, helping individuals build resilience and adaptability. How is teamwork part and parcel of project management? Teamwork is part and parcel of project management, ensuring collaboration and diverse perspectives. Put in jeopardy. Endanger or put at risk. How can reckless driving put lives in jeopardy? Reckless driving puts lives in jeopardy by increasing the likelihood of accidents and injuries. How can cutting corners put a project in jeopardy? Cutting corners can put a project in jeopardy by compromising quality and causing delays. How does misinformation put public health in jeopardy? Misinformation puts public health in jeopardy by spreading false information and causing harmful behaviors. Remain in the dark. Be uninformed or unaware of something. How do employees feel when they remain in the dark about company decisions? Employees may feel anxious and demotivated when they remain in the dark about company decisions. Why is transparency important in governance? Transparency is crucial in governance to ensure citizens do not remain in the dark about policy decisions. How can lack of communication keep stakeholders in the dark? Lack of communication keeps stakeholders in the dark, leading to misunderstandings and mistrust. Shatter the illusion. Destroy a false belief or misconception. How do scandals shatter the illusion of a perfect public image? Scandals can shatter the illusion of a perfect public image by revealing hidden truths and flaws. How can education shatter the illusion of stereotypes? Education can shatter the illusion of stereotypes by promoting understanding and critical thinking. What can shatter the illusion of a stable economy? Economic downturns can shatter the illusion of stability, highlighting underlying vulnerabilities. State of the art. Using the latest and most advanced technology. How do state-of-the-art facilities benefit students? State-of-the-art facilities provide students with access to modern resources and innovative learning environments. What makes a state-of-the-art hospital? A state-of-the-art hospital is equipped with the latest medical technology and highly skilled professionals. How can state-of-the-art software improve business operations? State-of-the-art software enhances efficiency and productivity by automating complex processes. Strike a balance. Achieve a compromise or find a middle ground. How can one strike a balance between work and life? Striking a balance between work and life involves managing time effectively and setting boundaries. Why is it important to strike a balance in diet? It's important to strike a balance in diet to ensure proper nutrition and overall health. How do leaders strike a balance between authority and approachability? Leaders strike a balance by being firm yet approachable, fostering respect and open communication. The bitter truth. A harsh or unpleasant reality. What is the bitter truth about climate change? The bitter truth about climate change is that immediate and drastic measures are needed to mitigate its effects. How does one cope with the bitter truth of failure? Coping with the bitter truth of failure involves accepting it and learning valuable lessons for the future. Why is it hard to face the bitter truth about economic inequality? Facing the bitter truth about economic inequality is difficult because it reveals systemic issues and unfair advantages. The lion's share. The largest or most significant portion. Who receives the lion's share of the profits in a company? Typically, shareholders or top executives receive the lion's share of the profits in a company. How is the lion's share of household chores often distributed? Unfortunately, in many households, the lion's share of chores falls on one individual, often women. Who takes the lion's share of the credit in successful projects? The project leader or team often takes the lion's share of the credit for successful outcomes. The tip of the iceberg. A small, visible part of a much larger issue. How do the visible symptoms of a disease represent the tip of the iceberg? The visible symptoms of a disease are often just the tip of the iceberg, with underlying conditions remaining hidden. Why should we investigate minor issues in a company? Minor issues could be the tip of the iceberg, indicating more serious underlying problems. How do environmental changes reflect broader impacts? Environmental changes are often the tip of the iceberg, signaling significant ecological shifts. The truth of the matter. The real or actual situation. What is the truth of the matter regarding climate change? The truth of the matter is that climate change is a significant and urgent global issue that requires immediate action. How do you feel about your job? The truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that while I enjoy my job, it can be quite demanding and stressful. What is the truth of the matter about your country's education system? The truth of the matter is that while there are strengths, there are also critical areas that need improvement. Think outside the box. To think creatively and unconventionally. How can students think outside the box in their projects? Students can think outside the box by approaching their projects with innovative and creative ideas. Why is it important for businesses to think outside the box? Thinking outside the box allows businesses to develop unique solutions and stay competitive. How do artists think outside the box in their work? Artists think outside the box by experimenting with new techniques and challenging traditional norms. Tipping point. The point at which a significant change occurs. What events can lead to a tipping point in social movements? Key events and widespread support can lead to a tipping point in social movements, sparking major changes. How do technological advancements reach a tipping point? Technological advancements reach a tipping point when they become widely adopted and transform industries. What factors contribute to a tipping point in climate action? Increasing awareness and visible impacts contribute to a tipping point in climate action efforts. To a certain extent. To some degree, not completely. Do you agree with the new policy, to a certain extent? To a certain extent, I agree with the new policy, but there are some areas that need improvement. Can remote work replace traditional office jobs? To a certain extent. To a certain extent, remote work can replace traditional office jobs, but some roles require physical presence. Is technology beneficial for education? To a certain extent. To a certain extent, technology enhances education, but it should complement rather than replace traditional methods. To all intents and purposes. For all practical purposes, in every practical sense. How effective is the new policy? To all intents and purposes, the new policy has been effective in reducing waste and promoting sustainability. How is online education compared to traditional education? To all intents and purposes, online education provides the same quality of learning as traditional methods. Does the new software improve productivity? To all intents and purposes, the new software has significantly improved productivity in the workplace. Under no circumstances. Never, not for any reason. When should you disclose confidential information? Under no circumstances should confidential information be disclosed without proper authorization. Is it acceptable to ignore safety protocols at work? Under no circumstances should safety protocols be ignored, as they are crucial for preventing accidents. Should children be left unattended? Under no circumstances should children be left unattended, as it poses serious risks to their safety. Under scrutiny. Being closely examined or observed. How do public figures handle being under scrutiny? Public figures often face immense pressure when under scrutiny, requiring them to maintain transparency and integrity. Why are government actions under scrutiny? Government actions are under scrutiny to ensure accountability and prevent corruption. How does being under scrutiny affect athletes' performance? Athletes under scrutiny may feel added pressure, which can impact their performance either positively or negatively. Unfathomable complexity. Extremely complicated or difficult to understand. How can one approach the unfathomable complexity of quantum physics? Breaking down concepts into simpler terms helps in understanding the unfathomable complexity of quantum physics. Why is climate change considered to have unfathomable complexity? Climate change involves unfathomable complexity due to its wide-ranging impacts and interrelated factors. How do financial markets exhibit unfathomable complexity? Financial markets have unfathomable complexity because of their dynamic nature and numerous influencing variables. Up in the air. Uncertain or unresolved. What are your plans for the weekend? My plans for the weekend are still up in the air, it depends on the weather and other factors. How are the negotiations going? The outcome of the negotiations is still up in the air, with no clear resolution in sight. Are you sure about your career path? My career path is somewhat up in the air as I am still exploring different opportunities. Weigh the pros and cons. Consider the advantages and disadvantages. How should one choose a university to attend? It's important to weigh the pros and cons, such as the quality of education, location, and costs, before deciding. What factors should be considered before buying a house? Potential buyers should weigh the pros and cons, including the neighborhood, price, and future resale value. How do businesses make strategic decisions? Businesses weigh the pros and cons of different strategies to determine the most beneficial course of action.